Hello everyone. At a time when the entire country is probably obsessed with a war which is happening outside the country, let's spare a thought about a war which is happening inside the country. A war on your identity. If not happening in your state, could be happening in Bengal, which is very much part of this very country. A war which questions you every time as who you are, where you belong, and if you are a valid voter. A war which has been waged by Election Commission of India in the name of filtration and purification of the voter list, a war that can very well be termed as SIR, Special Intensive Revision. Let's follow the chronology. More than 58 lakh people have been deleted from the draft list. That's one. In the due course of time, another 7 lakh people were deleted through Form 7 and other ways of scrutiny. So total, roughly about 65 lakh people have been deleted from the final voter list. They're also included, mind it, those who are alive but shown dead, and also those who are dead but shown alive. Nonetheless, that apart, there were another 60 lakh people who were put under scanner courtesy logical discrepancy. No matter how many times we say that logical discrepancy had asked probably the most illogical questions to voters, yet the fact remains the same. It is because of such illogical questions people were finally sent to adjudication. And after adjudication, supplementary lists are coming out. And what you've been now told, the roughly about 47 lakh cases have been disposed of. Thus, in context of a war which had been brewing within the country, what transpired in Supreme Court today is simply not critical, but equally significant, helping us decide what is the constitutional right of every Indian and if fundamental rights of every voter can be selective in its approach. The same Supreme Court which in its previous hearing had wondered why are so many problems emanating only from Bengal, why are problems so unique in Bengal, not happening in other parts of the country where SIR exercise is underway, today seemed more empathetic. Probably they have realized the problems are not unique in Bengal. Probably they have realized these problems are uniquely crafted for Bengal. The disdainment we had seen last time was certainly not there today, as the Supreme Court of India reminded Election Commission of India that every Indian has a constitutional right and that is non-negotiable.
We are looking at two different, very independent exercises. One is what is the list on the basis of which the election is going to be undertaken.
To be held.
Another is a vital constitutional right to vote.
Yes.
Now, even if a person is excluded today and is unable to vote in this particular election, but that exclusion appears to be unjustified to a tribunal headed by a former Chief Justice, we see no reason why the decision can be altered and he be included. And the likewise, a person incorrectly included and votes for this election, and your representative makes a report to the tribunal, we see no reason why the entire cleansing exercise taken by you should not be taken to its logical.
Indeed, Miller.
You know why Justice Joymal Bakshi reminded Election Commission of India about the constitutional rights of every voters? Let's understand the context. Because the Election Commission of India tried refusing any opportunity of acceptance of fresh set of documents from those voters who have been deleted in the course of adjudication.
We are only worried about the time frame. There should be a cutoff date for that inclusion or exclusion.
No cutoff date.
And Millets, they have given ample opportunities to file the documents.
Time frame, we cannot decide. It would be the appellate tribunal who
In terms of that, Millet, the notice, last date for nominations, it can't be beyond that.
we are not saying that
Yes.
the appellate tribunal decision, if they are within the last day, may be included. But those which spill over beyond
Yes.
the last day or the days that we are making a cutoff
Exactly.
may not be possible to be included in the supplementary list. However,
The right needs to be established.
their right cannot be washed away forever.
Yes.
The Election Commission of India is saying that it's not they who are deleting these voters, but judicial officers. Why judicial officers are deciding and not Election Commission of India? Because there is a huge distrust, a very important element in this scheme of things and the chronology. Election Commission of India had brought in micro observers, literally handpicked them and brought them in the scheme of things. Micro observers are those people who had no role, no business whatsoever, but brought into the picture with the idea they would be assisting EROs arrive at a decision. These micro observers were then collecting documents, recording assessment, rejecting documents, directly, indirectly influencing the outcome. So many people who have been deleted wonder if they have been deleted at the hands of ERO or as per the discretion of the micro observers who are handpicked by Election Commission of India. So that's how a huge sense of distrust was formed between political parties and Election Commission of India, State Government of West Bengal and Election Commission of India. It was then when the Supreme Court decided, fair enough, let judicial officers go and decide instead of EROs. So now judicial officers are doing the job of the EROs, but relying on what? Relying on the assessment, existing assessment, which also has the footprints of influence by the micro observers. While the judicial officers have used their jurisprudence, their mind, in deciding as somebody should be a valid voter or not, yet there are cases after cases where villages after villages have been wiped off from the electoral rolls. 340 people from one particular booth belonging to one particular faith, even holding valid documents like passports, birth certificates, have been deleted in this course of adjudication. Thus, the question is very, very pertinent. If the micro observers have done a shoddy work, intentionally, unintentionally, deliberately, if the judicial officers have not been able to take absolute judicious a decision because their hands were tied and there was no physical hearing whatsoever, and they had to rely on the existing investigation at their disposal, and thus the role of tribunal becomes very, very significant, which is the final appellate. It's almost like several layers of courts. If you are convicted at a trial court, you have an upper court, say high court or supreme court, and every time you progress and advance to an upper court, you always rely on fresh evidences. So here in this case, advocates, as opposed to the SIR exercise in the current form, suggested that in the course of hearing, in the course of trial, at the hands of the tribunal judges, let the voters be given a fair chance and let them produce documents part of the enlisted category as decided by Election Commission of India if they decide it is important. For example, people who have a passport, they have been deleted. Now they should be given a fair chance. Next time when he goes before the tribunal, may say that, look, judge, I have a passport, yet I am being invalidated. Let's consider another example. Say for an example, a woman, when her voter card was made, she was not married. So the voter card obviously would have father's name in place of a guardian's name. Later, the woman got married. Her surname changes. The Aadhaar card was made very recently after 2014. The Aadhaar card has husband's name instead of father's name. And thereafter, every other document has the husband's name instead of father's name. Now, the Election Commission of India has found that a big dispute and a discrepancy as who is your guardian. And the woman is finding it very difficult to convince Election Commission of India that my surname has changed post-marriage, that my voter card was made when I was not married. And now that I'm married and I'm using my husband's surname, you cannot deny me the right to cast my vote. This is how logical discrepancies have created impediments for voters. And now, when the matter goes to the tribunal, if the matter goes to the tribunal before the judge, the woman can actually appear in person and say that I am the same woman. I am the same woman who is there on the voter card, and I am also the same woman with other set of documents but with a different surname. And probably the judges holding the tribunal may consider, and thus fresh set of documents acceptable as per the Election Commission's enlisted document list should be allowed an opportunity to be furnished before the tribunal if the applicant decides so, to which the Election Commission of India had a huge objection. And that is when Justice Joy Malo Bagchi reminded Election Commission of India that there are two things in hand. One, deciding the electoral roll on which the elections would be held, and the other is the vital constitutional right of every voter. If you're deleting that person cannot be deleted forever if that person has got valid documents and if they are acceptable documents. And thus, refusing new documents exposes a certain motive on part of Election Commission of India. Not once, multiple times. Multiple times, the council representing Election Commission of India tried thwarting the very idea of accepting new documents.
The humble appeal is below that the tribunal authority will consider below the documents and records which should be supplied by the applicant. That clarification is not called for. Otherwise, the appellate tribunal will go by below the documents which are not there.
Mr.
That will be
we are
never
making
ending
it
process.
clear because on the last occasion, we made some comments without being
Yes.
aware of the architecture of the software.
My lords may consider
The
only
precedents
one
will
thing
for consideration of the
that
proposed
new
nominees that will be
documents
recorded.
issue may open a Pandora's box. Documents have been filed, they've been scrutinized. If there is any defect, that could be pointed out.
To leave it to the discretion of the appellate tribunal.
Tribunal.
That was be in fact restricting the discretion of the appellate tribunal. If, let us say, an unimpeachable. Yes. Go on Article 227.
That could have been filed, Millets, when they had been given an opportunity.
This is surely not adversarial.
That's not an issue.
Why should
understand.
CCI be concerned, Mala?
Yes, the whole process gets derailed.
Including voters.
No. ECI should not be bothered with that.
We only wanted the genuine voters to be there.
Yes,
Of course.
Yeah.
not, we
When-
are also want to see that
when
not.
ample opportunity was
genuine
given to
voters
file
are
your
not
document,
excluded.
You
That's
don't
why
file
High
the
Court
documents.
Judge, Chief Secretary, all were
No,
excluded.
when ample time was given to file documents, you don't
Yes,
file. And now
The
you
name
cry
of a
foul.
retired judge has been deleted.
Accepted documents.
What is Election Commission of India so apprehensive about? Election Commission of India is saying that if you accept new documents, it may open the Pandora's box. Pandora's box for who? For voters or for Election Commission of India, is how they have unjustifiedly deleted voters under the category of logical discrepancy while asking most bizarre, illogical questions like why 6 siblings have one common father.
Which should be allowed to be placed.
Yes,
Investment in excluding people from voting.
very unfortunate.
Genuine voters who have voted.
Yes, that's why 45% is genuine voters.
We'll see to that
No, why the elections.
when
were-
it's administration of appellate tribunal.
They were issued after the last.
Today, the Supreme Court, as I say, it was a very critical, equally significant, a hearing. Today, the Supreme Court, the bench of Chief Justice of India, along with Justice Joy Malo Bagchi, has decided that fresh set of documents as acceptable by the enlistment done by Election Commission of India should be considered, provided those documents are genuine. That's the only caveat added. So when the tribunal happens, fresh set of documents may be accepted, should be accepted. Those who have been deleted hold a passport, they will simply go show the passport and say that I am a genuine voter. While micro observers may have rejected him or her, not relying on passport because that was never produced, but relying on non-availability of a birth certificate, may get challenged and may get corrected this time.
One thing we need to clarify, because in the last occasion, there was, and the Chief Justice has also in his report flagged the issue of reasons. I was not aware that the software prepared by your client, Mr. Naidu, also has a field where remarks or reasons are given. These remarks or reasons, therefore, is available in the software itself. So if it is possible, whenever a person approaches for an appeal, he may be supplied with the reason, or arrangements be made that whenever an appeal is filed, the appellate tribunal will provide
Will be given.
to the party concerned
Absolutely.
permission to
We will.
end the appeal.
That's all we want.
Sell.
Yes, let's have to issue which have been raised.
We'll just pass on the whole record. We'll place the whole record before the appellate authority.
Yes, and also the appellate authority will have the right to share it with the aggrieved person and also anyone who is participating.
And the appellate tribunal will also should have the reasons.
Yes, that's
I
good.
mean, wherever
We do
there is-
abide by that.
Wherever there is a dispute with regard to genuineness, authenticity or validity of a document, let the tribunals verify it from the official records. They must ascertain the genuineness of such documents and take a final whatever.
So be it.
But the larger question now remains, even after the process gets over, even after people get their redressal, will they be allowed to cast their vote in Bengal election 2026? Why do I ask this? Because the time is very crucial, and in a sense, in this very case, time is running out. Today is 1st of April. First phase of election is happening on 23rd of April. And you cannot be waiting till the last moment of first phase of election to update your voter list. So the voter list updation has to be completed for first phase till 6th of April when the nomination filing happens. For second phase, which is on 29th of April, the nomination filing cutoff is on 9th of April. So the voter list, the enrollment roll, the electoral roll has to be completed by that cutoff date, which means effectively we are left with less than 7 to 8 days. And within that short period of time, can the tribunal comprising of 19 judges literally, judiciously dispose of all the pending cases?
Please advise anyone who is aggrieved, either in the inclusion, unfair inclusion or unjustified inclusion, or unfair exclusion, to approach the tribunal and let the quasi-judicial exercise be undertaken in that objective manner.
Inclusion rate was about 55% at 19 lakhs. And the exclusion rate, the people excluded pursuant to this adjudication exercise, was in the range of 45%. That's a very, very high exclusion rate. The reason I'm pointing this out is because your lordships can now envisage what is likely the burden before the tribunals which have been established and which are going to start functioning now.
The Election Commission of India has also finally confirmed that they have shortlisted a place for the tribunal to set up. Before I play that soundbite as what transpired inside the Supreme Court, I also want to highlight what the Chief Electoral Officer had told me as I questioned him. When will the tribunal be set up, and if we are running out of time? Imagine the Chief Electoral Officer sitting at this very office right behind me yesterday has said that we are doing our best. We have now shortlisted a place. Now you have to find furnitures. Now you have to find computers so that the judges can operate.
In case some buildings can be given to us by infrastructure, we can start tomorrow itself. But everything has to be put in place. And in government system, if you have to buy something, do anything, then financial involvement is there. And some financial rules are also to be followed. It is not something which can be done in a day or two.
So logistical support is way more important than the constitutional right. Then he says that in government functioning, if you have to buy something, if you have to procure something, finance department has to be included, which may take time, which means government work always takes time. But democracy, will democracy wait? The answer is no. Those who have been deleted, they were expecting redressal within 15 days period in time. Out of those available 15 days, more than 7 days have passed by, and we still do not have an operational tribunal. Today, the Election Commission of India has confirmed that there is a tribunal coming up very shortly, maybe by tomorrow or day after, it would be operational. But can we begin to imagine funds, benches, logistics? These are all more important than solving the logical discrepancy which people are enduring. Imagine political parties can consume one full hotel. Ministers can come from outside, hold press conferences in hotels. But in this fourth largest economy, that is India, the Election Commission of India doesn't have wealth, wherewithal, and finance adequate enough to immediately hire a hotel, some auditorium, and give 19 judges 19 rooms inside 19 hotels. They couldn't do that. They just couldn't do that. That shows the priorities of the fourth largest economy, that is India.
Serial number 7 building was Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, National Institute of Water and Sanitation.
We have taken permission for 8 weeks where they can commence, if necessary, shift over to Judicial Academy.
So the parties were unanimous that this institute is the best one having infrastructure, and it is in Kolkata. So you have got the permission.
Permission we have got.
So, and I think my brother has also fair knowledge about it. 21 chambers are there, rooms, which can immediately be converted as courtrooms.
We have informed
So ready-made infrastructure available there.
We've informed the Honorable High Court also, Millets.
Judicial Academy.
And today, training is being imparted. Tomorrow onwards, they can start.
Institute of
Another major development coming from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has made it very, very clear. Those who have been deleted, they have the right to know as why they have been deleted. In fact, the tribunal has to be communicated the reason behind the deletion, whether there was a name mismatch, if they have not found a birth certificate or any other reason, that has to be communicated both to the aggrieved party, that is a voter or a citizen, and also to the tribunal. Something that the Election Commission of India initially was hesitant, but finally surrendered.
That whenever an appeal is filed, the appellate tribunal will provide
Will be given.
to the party concerned
Absolutely.
permission
We will.
to end the appeal.
That's all we want.
Absolutely.
Address which have been raised.
We'll just pass on the whole record.
And the high point was the Form 6 controversy. Over the past few days, this very office and the space outside this very Election Commission of India's CEO's office or daftar had witnessed high drama, all centering around a couple of videos which indicate some goof up was in the making, later caught, or there was something fishy happening right inside the CEO's office. People were seen holding thellas, bags full of documents, mostly Form 6, walking inside the CEO's building, CEO's daftar. And they were Bharatiya Janata Party's, that is BJP's BLAs. Tribunal Congress had been alleging that while people have been deleted, BJP had been trying to manipulate the voter list further by including fresh voters, mostly from outside Bengal, through the journey of Form 6.
Form 6 cannot be done at this stage when the adjudication proceeding is going on. And bundle forms of forms, I am not blaming any political parties.
Today these things are completely premature and hypothetical. Let us see that how the balance of the pending work is completed by 7 and ultimately what scenario emerges. It's not that neither we are closing today nor
Yes.
we'll see, let us see then.
Fair enough.
Required, we will intervene to the extent possible. 6 p.m. Ongoing process.
Millets, Form 6 can be given by any fresh voter. Suppose I complete 18 years today.
Under the 23, under
Yes,
21, when you publish the final list, the persons who are at the cutoff date will be included. Beyond that, there cannot be any inclusion.
That matter was also highlighted before the Supreme Court today. Advocate Kalyan Banerjee, who is also a Tribunal Congress Member of Parliament, highlighted that roughly about 30,000 Form 6 have now come here at the CEO's office. The CEO may say, "Ye sarkari daftar hai, koi bhi aa sakta hai." Anybody can just walk in and at the receiving desk and submit documents, but the question still remains. When media does not really have a proper access to the CEO's office unless being called, how come outsiders, people, random people, can just walk in with bag full of documents, mostly Form 6, and incidentally they belong to BJP? The Election Commission of India in its part had said that Form 6 can be accepted and there is no cut-off date for that, which itself is very, very contradictory. Ask why? Because just yesterday, the CEO had categorically stated, doesn't really matter if Form 6 is getting submitted here or not, because Form 6 can only be accepted for this particular election's electoral rolls if they come within a certain cutoff date. What is that cutoff date? For first phase of election, that is on 23rd of April, the nomination filing too has a cutoff date, which is 6th of April. Acceptance of Form 6 is acceptable till 10 days prior to the nomination filing cutoff date. Similarly, for second phase, which is on 29th of April, nomination filing is possible till 9th of April. Thus, the cutoff date to accept a Form 6 as a fresh voter who can be enrolled for this electoral roll going to Bengal elections 2026 is also cut off 10 days prior to 9th of April.
28 তারিখ অ্যাপ্লাই করেছে, যেটা নপাড়া ইলেকশন আছে 9 এপ্রিলে আছে, 30 তারিখ পর্যন্ত যে অ্যাপ্লাই করেছে নিষ্পত্তি করতে হবে যেটা আছে, ওটা যেটা আছে ওটা দিয়েছে যেটা আছে এখানে কি আমি করলাম, কিন্তু এখন পর্যন্ত আমার আপিল ডিসপোজ হয়, मतलब আমার অ্যাপ্লিকেশন ডিসপোজ হয়নি।
But today, the advocate of Election Commission of India, Senior Advocate Naidu, said that Form 6 can be accepted till nomination filing is happening. That itself is a logical discrepancy.
The cutoff date is the last date of nomination.
Is in respect of the draft list which is already published.
May I submit minutes?
Draft list published
The-
with logical discrepancy under adjudication is the only thing.
That's one part which we got to disputed once. When somebody acquires citizen, but rather the voter's right, say for example, minutes, I complete 18 years today. I complete 18 years, I can apply tomorrow.
How can you extend it till the last date?
Justice Joymal Bakshi questioned him time and again. How is it possible? Electoral rolls has to have a cutoff date. So if electoral rolls going for elections for this Bengal election 2026 has a cutoff date, if your final list is already being published, then your Form 6 acceptance also have to have an a cutoff date. It cannot be an ongoing exercise, exactly what Election Commission of India had submitted before the court today.
Says there are two differences.
My lords.
One is an amendment of the electoral roll.
Correct.
Another is the electoral roll which goes for polls.
Yes, minutes.
The electoral roll which goes for polls is as per the qualifying date,
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly.
which is announced by the ECI.
Section
It
14.
was announced
That is
by
also in
the
26,
ECI at a
Rule
particular
26.
date, and that is why we had to pass the order that supplementary list can
Yes.
be cleared
Exactly.
from the
Exactly.
state. That does not take away
May I read?
a individual's right to include himself under Form 6, but that will not, his inclusion will not give him the right to vote in.
Exactly.
May I
That's
submit,
exactly.
may I submit minutes?
Similarly, the question that now comes before Election Commission of India, that when they say accepting fresh set of documents before the tribunal bench may open a Pandora's box, and that there should be a cutoff date by when those documents which have been given should only be accepted by the judges handling the tribunal, that same Election Commission of India should be questioned. Why no cutoff date for Form 6 acceptance? Is it convenience that those who have been deleted has been deleted out of convenience, and those who are now getting accepted under Form 6 is also convenience? Convenience of who? Because there is a larger apprehension that Election Commission of India is anything but fair. The entire SIR exercise had been anything but fair and unbiased.
Sir, I can't show your lordship a video. Your lordship will be surprised to see. The video will show that bundle in the CI CEO's office. In the CEO's office.
My lords.
We have set up 21 tribunals. Now we show these videos.
No, it's on Form 6, brother. He's talking about
My
Form
lords,
6.
About Form
until now,
I
their
am
grievance
respecting
is
Form 6.
exclusion. Now they have come up with a sleep the
Form 6.
inclusion. Kindly have a look at section 23, 3 minutes. That's been explicit. If somebody has a right, we can't thwart.
No, no, but
But if somebody can't have, it has to be stopped. It's as simple as that in my humble submission.
nobody will be able to scrutinize these forms.
Same manner, somebody will have a right to objection also.
That's correct.
Indeed,
That's
my
the
lords.
problem.
Anybody can.
All of a sudden, 30,000 Form 6 are being deposited by one individual.
It is interesting. The Chief Justice of India did say that before elections, bulk Form 6 documents do come.
Now, all of a sudden, kindly, just I am saying, beloved, and I require I will come up. All of a sudden, 30,000 Form 6 are being deposited by one individual.
Mr. Kalyan, this is absolutely not unusual. It happens in every state.
And thereafter, picking up that one single line, Godi media tried negating the objections raised by Tribunal Congress and Mamata Banerjee. They tried suggesting that all the allegations made by Tribunal Congress are nothing but a farce. But here's the fun fact. The Chief Justice of India did not stop at that one single statement. Yes, he did say, on a lighter note, that before elections, bulk Form 6 documents come. But thereafter, he also said that inclusion of voters cannot happen in a hidden manner, stressing on the word hidden. And that sentence was conveniently obliterated by the Godi media. Here's the full statement made by the Chief Justice of India.
Kalyan, this is absolutely not unusual. It happens in every state. The exercise under 6 is altogether different, but it cannot be done in a hidden manner. Something that if you have a right to object to it, and once you file an objection, it is obligatory.
But we will not know, Manas. They'll have to display the list.
Yeah,
The
if that is
problem is we will not know.
Procedural part, you know very well.
very, Miller, if that, Miller, kindly, just one clarification, Miller, just nothing I am saying. If any Form 6 is being decided by them, it is concerning the booth is concerned, not the CEO office. All Form 6 which have been deposited by them, be notified in the booth itself.
Once Form 6 is given, under Rule 26(3), it has to be published in a conspicuous place. Objections could be invited. And in Form 7, then adjudication takes place. They can always, anybody has any grievance that can be
But
ventilated.
what is the qualifying
Nobody's-
date under
nobody's
the
case that-
statute, Malad? There has to be a qualifying date
given
in
an-
the statute.
23, whatever 23 deal with that.
No, no.
23
Qualifying
days.
date is how the chapter starts. It defines what the qualifier will be 1st of April or 1st of July.
So I think
Now they have arbitrarily changed the date,
That's the problem.
opening the floodgates against the statute by claiming some back route of the rule. Anyway, it's not before you, but just so that your lordships know, this is what is happening.
Millet, the statute speaks volumes. May I read that one, Millet?
First July was the qualifying date. Now it's whatever date.
No amendment, transposition or deletion of any entry shall be made under section 22, and no direction for the inclusion of name in the electoral roll of a constituency shall be given under this section after the last date for making nominations for an election in that constituency or in the parliamentary constituency within which that constituency is comprised and before the completion of that election.
This has nothing to do with
This is
rules.
what they have to do with regard to Form 6.
Nothing to do
And
with
when
rules.
then Rule 26, sub-rule 3 comes into picture. It has to be published in a conspicuous place. Anybody has any grievance or objection that can be filed in Form 7. Adjudication takes place.
Ask any opposition party, be it Tribunal Congress, Samajwadi Party, Aam Aadmi Party, Shiv Sena, UBT. They've all been making same allegation against Election Commission of India. And Election Commission of India can't simply get away by calling itself a Chattan, an epitome of transparency and honesty. They are so transparent, so honest. Till date, we do not know how many people have been deleted and why. It is only the Supreme Court that had to spell out today that if you are deleting somebody, please let the aggrieved person know why you are deleting that person. So Chattan should be reminded the art of being transparent at times. At this point in time, all eyes will be on the tribunal. All eyes will be on the very fundamental aspect as whether people finally get the right to cast their vote or not. If not in this election, can they really come back to the electoral rolls in the future? And if they miss out casting their vote in this election, does that politically benefit any particular political party? And if that shows a different arithmetic which had gone in the making of SIR at the first place, because the growing allegation is voter list had been filtered, manipulated, cleansed, whatever you want to call it, as per the forensic analysis of BJP. It was quite surprising, irrespective of religion, whether Hindu or Muslim, people have been deleted even after they holding passport, birth certificate and every other valid document that identifies those individuals as valid Indians. Yet, India is trying to delete Indians. Question is why? While the tribunal would be hearing all these matters, while Election Commission of India may chest thump, pat its back and say they have been everything that can be idealized as transparent and fair, yet the question remains, if democracy delayed is equivalent to denying someone the right to democracy. Is democracy delayed equal to democracy denied?